Hello and welcome to Reality Recapped, where I recap all of the trashiest reality shows. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Heather. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology, and it's through that lens that I watch these shows and make my comments. Of course, I have not met with any of the people on this show, so everything that I state is simply an opinion. My channel is a little bit of education and a whole lot of snark. So in this video, I'm going to recap season 18 trailer. I'm very excited for this to come out. If you don't know, it comes out on August 20th. That's a Sunday. I am very hopeful that I don't know how, but I'm suddenly going to become much faster at editing, and I'm going to be able to get out videos by Wednesday at the latest. But these videos are also longer. They changed the length of the show. I think it's like 42 minutes. And the episodes that I've been doing lately from season 2, I've been going through those old episodes. Those are only 22 minutes long. So it's double the work. So I'm a little bit nervous, but I did it before. I used to do it every week before on season 17. I was keeping up with the show. But hopefully an external deadline is always helpful for me. And with knowing that the next show is going to come out, I will do my best to get them out weekly. It is going to be hard, but I will make it. I will figure it out. If you haven't seen the trailer, I put a link in the description box below so you can go and watch the full thing if you want. I'm going to cut it into segments and comment as I go, as I usually do.
This season on Sister Wives.
Do you really want to still have a plural family? Sometimes I can't tell.
I think Janelle is very smart in her delivery to Kody. I think she knows if she gets riled up, he's going to fly off the handle. I think she's figured out the best way to really talk to him is to do it in a very calm and almost kind of consoling way. Like, what do you think, Kody? Is this what you want anymore? And this is such a great question because it allows Kody, if he's being honest and open, it allows him the opportunity to even talk about their relationship and say, maybe I do want to still work on it, but I'm not happy in this area. It allows an opening of a conversation rather than her being like, well, you don't even want to be married to me. So kudos to Janelle for being as calm as she is and as in charge as she is. We're going to see later that she hits her limit and begins to curse at him.
I'm in this bad place with Janelle and Christine's gone. Don't even know what to do with Meri.
What I'm thinking when I hear him say this is it's almost like he's saying these events are kind of outside of him. Like he didn't create whatever this dynamic is. Of course, we've all watched the show. We saw him erode all of these relationships, but he's not even bringing that to the table. He's instead saying, this is just what's going on right now, as if he wasn't an active director of Christine leaving, of Janelle and him being in a really bad place. Remember when you told her she couldn't build on her own property because you had to reline all of the lots and it wasn't paid off, even though she helped Robyn get into that house and you didn't have money to help her pay off this land or build or do anything? Like, it's like he's created this alternate reality where he is not responsible for anything that's going on in his life. He is not accountable. It's everybody else. If I was in a room with Kody and I could sit down with him, this is what I would want him to know. And this is what I would want him to consider when he's going through all of this. The reality of life, if you've lived long enough to experience it, you understand that everybody has times in their lives that is really painful and really difficult. And the only thing that you really do have control over all of the time is yourself, how you're choosing to show up, how accountable you're choosing to be, and how you meet challenges. There's a lot of variation in how you can meet a challenge. And there are some ways that you can deal with struggles that will greatly reduce the suffering that you're going to go through. Imploding your life, as he's done, is probably one of the worst ways to go about getting out of a marriage. The thing that I really want to underscore is that marriages end. They end all the time. And it's sad and it's painful, but how you go about doing that, how you respond when somebody else is asking for the relationship to end and you don't want it, that's what you're in control of. And that greatly increases or decreases the amount of suffering that you end up going through. If your vantage point is, I want peace in my life, I want to be happy, and I want to move forward, that really shifts how you interact with everybody else around you.
I don't want you to think that I'm walking away because, sorry, I still have hope.
My heart drops when I hear Meri say this, but I have to remind myself that we don't know what she's seen so far. I'm assuming this is right around the tell-all time, and none of them have seen the footage. I don't think if Meri saw the footage of season 17, she would be able to continue to deny to herself the reality of her relationship with Kody. At least that's what I'm hoping. I think Meri's personality is one where she thinks if you live your life in a way that's in accordance with rules and beliefs, that it works out in the end. And I think she believes that so much that she blinds herself to what's actually going on. Her upbringing with the religion and what she was taught in terms of what women's roles were and how you have to just constantly turn the other cheek. You have to be accepting and loving and be the best version of yourself. And eventually you get rewarded for that. Meri is hard for me because I feel like she can be incredibly cruel. And I'm trying to remind myself that she's also in a lot of emotional pain. So when she was saying things that was very unkind to Christine, I didn't like that. I didn't like how she treated Christine. She's made some other mistakes. It's hard to remain understanding of people when they act in ways that you just really don't like. But that's what I'm trying. I'm trying to keep the bigger picture because Meri's a lot of things, right? She can be really mean. She can be really controlling. She can be really rigid. But she also, a lot of the kids really love her. So she's got another side. We may not have been able to see it because she's been in so much pain and she might be protecting herself even more by being kind of a jerk.
In my head, I'm really wondering why she lives in Flagstaff.
So Kody acts as if, like, why doesn't Meri just get it? But what we see is Kody speaking to the cameras and telling the cameras things that he hasn't directly said to Meri. When he talks to Meri, he's like, yeah, I'm not coming, I'm not coming over or whatever. But he's not saying this is the end of our marriage. He's saying, I cannot leave her. She's the one that has to leave me. And he's not saying, I don't want to be married anymore because he doesn't want to be the one held responsible for the marriage ending. I think it's this little hiccup in his religious beliefs where he said it before, the women can leave me, I can't leave anybody. So Meri can hang out as long as she wants, but I don't consider us married anymore. I don't know that he said that to her directly. The unfortunate thing here is that Meri's going to hold out hope that Kody somehow is miraculously, God's going to go talk to him or something and miraculously change his mind or change his heart. So she's invested in this way. And he is also, based on his culture, saying, I can't do this, but I'm giving her all these indirect communications without saying it verbally. I'm saying it through behavior, but I'm not going to say it through words because that would be too clear. And I would somehow be somewhat responsible for the marriage ending if I were to do that. And so then you have two people who are just kind of rudderless and stuck. And it's unfortunate that they can't just be released from one another. And it's unfortunate that they're spending so much time dealing with this. And how much would it hurt my feelings if I heard my husband say, yeah, I don't even know why my wife is still living in the same city as me. I don't even know why she's here. I mean, that would just, there's so many things that he said that would just crush you, and that are so much crueler than him just sitting her down and saying with love and empathy, Meri, we've had some really good years and I think our marriage is over, and let her go. That is the more respectful way to go about all of this ending. Again, relationships end. It's okay. You can do it in an upfront, respectful way, and that is showing way more love than acting like a jerk and hoping everybody figures it out for themselves.
I'm growing and I need something different. Like, I don't want to be married anymore.
I'm really excited that Janelle has also decided that this relationship isn't good for her and she's ready to move on. The financial stuff that Janelle went through, seeing something in black and white, like figures on a spreadsheet, and you can clearly see where all the money has gone. And then you can look at your account and you can see what you don't have and what assets you don't own. I don't think Janelle would ever allow that to continue. I think it's too in her face. I think Janelle doesn't need the same kind of emotional support that Christine needed. I've mentioned that before. She's much more independent. She really loves her alone time. She said from the get-go that she does not have that romantic kind of relationship with Kody. They're more friends. And she also alluded that she has had that kind of more romantic relationship in the past. So it's not that Janelle isn't capable of that relationship. That's not the relationship that she has with Kody.
There's no question, Robyn. He's done with me.
We've seen Robyn do this with Meri before, and this makes my blood boil. Meri really wants this marriage to work. And Meri has made a lot of mistakes. She's not innocent. She did cheat on Kody, but she was also being ignored when that was going on. Not an excuse, but that was what was happening. So my blood boils that Robyn is going in and saying to Meri, you got to hang in there with me. You can't give up. We got to rebuild. All those things that she said before. It's such a dirty manipulation. Meri is in so much pain, and she's been there for a very long time. And nothing Kody has ever said about Meri has ever indicated that he has any interest in getting back together with her. Robyn is acting on her own selfish interests. A lot of people feel that it's money motivated. I would agree with that. I do think it is money motivated. I do think she benefits from Meri a lot, as she has from the other wives. But I think it's bigger than that. I also think she likes the dynamic. Robyn is in charge, essentially. She's calling the shots. It doesn't look like she is, but believe me, she is. She likes having this kind of power in this cloister. And why are these people leaving? I don't get it. She's having a great time. Have you seen her house? She's doing great. Have you met her nannies? They're fantastic. She is living large. Now, the problem for Robyn is that there's no one else for Kody to scapegoat for all of the problems in his life. There's now only her. And what I think will end up happening is he will begin to treat her how he's treated the other wives. And I think Robyn will get up and leave. And I think she'll clean house when she goes. I don't know that. I've mentioned before my dream for season 18, and that is to see all of the first 3 wives move on and enjoy their new lives and be happier than ever. And we've already seen glimpses of that with Christine, and I can't wait to see the others also enjoy their new lives and their newfound freedom and just the ease of life without Kody in it. But I also really wanted to watch Robyn having to manage Kody dating and dealing with all of that. That would be really enjoyable for me to watch. It's a very selfish, it's not a very loving wish for Robyn or for Kody. But I kind of feel like it's comeuppance, and I would like to watch them have a little bit of comeuppance. I think they have put these women through hell and back. I know it's not very nice for me to even say that out loud, but that's really how I feel. I don't think it's going to happen. But if anybody wants to date Kody on television for me, I would really appreciate it. Okay, more serious now.
Kody's gonna do what Kody's gonna do.
Whoa. Looks like somebody's lost control of her little puppet.
You know what, Robyn? Have him. We're all grown adults that don't need a father figure anymore.
This is really the saddest part for me, is knowing that the family is so torn apart and that the kids don't even really want to be around their dad. And I completely understand why. I understand that they were not treated well, and it wasn't just one time or 10 times. It's been over years, and they've seen unfair treatment. And it's really hard to stay in a relationship when you don't feel like you're being treated well and you're watching somebody else be treated really well that's a sibling, and they're getting a complete different treatment from their parent. I just wish that Kody would just understand you don't have to blow everything up because things aren't exactly as you want them to be. Again, families divorce all the time, and somehow those mature people are able to get together, are able to keep the peace because they see the bigger picture. I'm going to add a caveat here because I know and I have seen people in divorce, and I know that sometimes you cannot maintain the peace because you're dealing with someone like Kody, who acts crazy, who is into the drama. But if I was divorcing Christine, let's say, Christine wouldn't be a horrible person to be divorced from. She would want to get along. She would want to make it the best case scenario, not just for herself, but for her kids and also for me, because Christine, I think, has a level of maturity where she still wants good for everybody, even if she's not in a relationship with them. Someone like Kody, or maybe somebody like Robyn, I don't think you can keep that kind of friendly framework. So I don't want anyone out there who is divorced and who cannot get anywhere near their ex and have a very combative relationship. Please don't assume that I think everyone can do this. You have to have an ex that is willing to do it, and Kody is not.
If you can't look back with a sense of humor, what a waste.
Well, I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing here. I'm not laughing. I haven't been laughing with her leaving.
I wish we had more context for all of this because I don't think we're getting a clear picture of what they're actually talking about. What it looks like is Christina's being flippant about the fact that they divorced. And I don't think that's what's going on. And I think Kody's saying, well, I'm not laughing about this. This is serious. None of this is funny. I think what he's attempting to say is that Christine is being flippant and lighthearted about the divorce happening. And I don't think she was, but I think Christine is someone who wants to enjoy her life. And so she's not going to stay stuck in a place of anger. She's going to move on to joy as quickly as she possibly can after she's dealt with everything that she's gone through.
This is not the happy-go-lucky Kody Brown that I used to know.
So, as I've said before, I do think he's a narcissist, and I think he tried to discard everybody. He tried to discard Christine. He discarded Meri early on. And by that, I mean he severed the relationship with them. But he never, ever thought Christine would actually leave him. And so when that happened, this has crumbled his world in a way that he never thought could happen. What I would say is that the mask slipped as a result of her leaving. And it exposed who he really was. I don't think he ever really was the happy-go-lucky guy. I think he always has been a narcissist, but he was getting filled up by everybody. When we first met him, he had just been signed to a TV show. I mean, think about all that attention and how that would make him so happy. And then they had a windfall of money, and that's always nice, right? Having a little extra cash is nice. Even if you're only going to spend it on one wife, it's still nice.
So what partnership do we have?
This is not only me, Kody. Don't you dare point your finger at me.
I'm looking forward to seeing this conversation within context as well, as much as we possibly can. Janelle is picking up on the fact that he is definitely blaming others. Again, that's pretty standard for narcissists, that they're never at fault for anything that's going on. It's everybody else's fault, and it's good that she's pushing back on that.
I just wanted to let you know I'm not going to be around. It's not what I want.
I wanted to sit on a porch with my sister wives, with our kids and our grandkids.
I'm not seeing any tears. There's not a lot of close-ups on her face, but I don't think she's actually crying. I think she's performing. Robyn, if you really want that, you don't have to be married to everybody to make that happen. You can change how you're treating everybody and how Kody's treating everybody, and you all can come back together. You can still have that future. You don't have to be married to hang out with everybody. You can solve all of this and create a better situation for everybody. That would benefit all of them if they could all hang out and be one large happy family. But that's never going to happen if Robyn and Kody are always looking at themselves as this victim, when in the reality is they're creating this whole dynamic. And then they're standing back with their hands up going, oh, how did this happen? You guys treated everybody bad and they got sick of it and they left. That's pretty standard. That's going to happen.
Everything's changing.
There's been a lot of, dare I say, drama.
I do hope we get to see everything that she's talking about. I really hope this trailer is just like the tip of the iceberg, and we get to see a really juicy season, and we get a lot of details, and there's a lot of scenes with everybody interacting. I'm very much looking forward to that.
Everybody's angry.
Everybody's angry, right?
I worked so hard to do what was right. And when you lose that, well, I should just be the devil I think I am now.
Oh, you were acting good before. Oh, okay, I get it. Kody says some really out there stuff, right? That he's just trying so hard and he's doing so much. And maybe he tried hard for a little while, but it seemed like he was really just phoning it in from the get-go. I mean, my gosh, when I go back to the first season, like it starts right away. He's kind of an idiot. And just kind of a bad partner and a bad father, all of those things. So I don't know. He seemed to be kind of unhinged in season 17. And I wonder how much more we're going to see of that. Because it was to the point where like, it didn't even really matter what the words were that were coming out of his mouth because nothing he said had any sort of substance to it. He just was kind of losing his mind and saying things off the cuff that I don't even think he really thought about or meant. And it was very incongruent with things that he had said before. And it was clear that he wasn't telling the truth. And it's one thing to be an unreliable narrator, and it's another to be so bad that you can't even keep your own stories straight. And then you're admitting to the camera that you're quote unquote being creative with the truth. Like, then it's like, it doesn't really even matter what you're saying at that point because there's no truth where you're at.
No, you make this excuse forever, but
Shut your mouth and let me talk to you for a minute.
No.
You stay and talk.
I'm done listening to you.
Okay, so we're done.
Goodbye.
You.
I am really surprised to hear Janelle become this dysregulated where she's like cursing at him. But I also understand why she's so freaking angry. I was so mad when I found out about her financial situation. And I'm not a part of this. I'm just watching it. So it's hard to stay regulated and not, dive down. It's not the best way to speak to somebody, but he's done much worse. Doesn't make it right. It's never good to call someone names like idiot, as I did earlier. So I'm learning. I'm learning, you guys. This looks like this season's going to be fantastic. I cannot wait until August 20th. I will do my best to get those episodes uploaded as soon as that episode comes out. I will try to have it done within a couple days. That is it for this week. I hope if I missed anything, you're going to mention it in the comments. What are you expecting in this new season? Do you think it's going to be a good one? Are you excited like I am? And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please take the time to do it now. It costs you nothing and it makes a huge difference for me. Until next time, thank you. Bye-bye.